Now I'm off to Ferndale, Oregon to visit Mel and Britella Hansen. Hey, Britella.
Ron. Oh, I'm so glad you're here.
Well, I'm glad to be here.
Hey, Ron.
Hey, Mel, how you doing?
Good.
I gotta tell you, brand new house. And look at this view, will you? You guys are on top of the world up here, huh?
We enjoy it.
So you ready to build a workbench?
You bet.
Where are we gonna do it?
Right out here in the garage.
Okay, I'll follow you.
Okay.
Yeah, welcome too, but he never lets me use the tools.
He doesn't?
No.
We'll change all that
Oh,
today.
good.
Ron, this is the corner of the garage that I'd like to have us build this bench into. And I'd like to actually turn the corner a bit.
Okay, so it'll be L-shaped?
Right.
Okay.
And then I purchased a brand new saw. And I'd like to...
Oh, you did, still shiny.
You bet.
Yeah.
And I'd like to have this incorporated into the bench by putting a well in so that we can cut lumber without having to support it.
Excellent, all right. To make sure we're on the same page, I drew a sketch. So Mel, here's what I had in mind here. 3 sections, 1, 2, 3. There's the L shape right there.
Okay.
That'll all be supported by a base like this.
Okay.
And then a 4th section in here that drops down. That's where we're going to put the power miter box.
Right.
So Mel, I've taken some of the lumber from our project, kind of made up a temporary workbench here.
Okay.
I also made up a list of each piece of wood that we'll have to cut. Now, if you look at the cut list, you notice we got to cut several pieces to exactly the same length. That's the main reason that I did this. So let's set up for the legs first of all. If you could pull the saw blade down there. Those legs are 32 inches. So we'll come down here, we'll mark 32, and then we'll take a square. Draw a square line down here. And then up against that line, we'll put this stop block right here. Let's throw some glasses on and cut some legs. After Mel cuts a few boards, all set?
Okay.
Go. I give Britella a lesson on the saw.
That wasn't bad. As soon as Melvin goes to work, I can start playing with stuff. I can't wait.
He may put locks on his saw.
I know he's going to have to because now I know how to operate it. This is going to be fun.
In just a few minutes, we cut to length all the 2x4s for our bases. To make sturdy legs for our bases, we'll sandwich 2 2x4s together, creating, in effect, a 4x4. But first, Mel and I will cut matching notches in each piece of lumber. When the 2 pieces are placed together, the notches will form a square hole or mortise. The bottom rail or brace will be inserted into this hole. We cut the notches by making repeated passes with the sliding compound miter saw, which is set to cut only halfway through the 2x4. It's gorgeous. Oh, look at that, will you? I think we're ready to start putting this together.
You betcha.
Okay, great.
Okay.
We begin by assembling our legs.
All right.
We're going to glue these 2 halves together.
Okay.
So put some wood glue on here, just kind of the back and forth motions. Okay. Then we want to get some right in here on the shoulders. All right, now this is going to drop. Then we set a 2x4 bottom rail into the notches. Just drop it right in that dado, okay? Place the matching part of the leg on top, trapping the rail inside the notches, and screw the leg halves together. All right, Mel, so here's the end brace for the base. A second or top rail is glued and screwed across the top of the legs. This assembly, 2 legs, a top and a bottom rail, makes up the end frames for our bases.
Okay, and if you'll hold this side.
Next, we connect the 2 end frames together with side rails, first clamping them into position,
Nice and tight.
then securing them with screws.
Okay.
Huh?
Yeah.
Are you ready for one more?
Yeah.
Our bench base is starting to take shape. Now we'll place 2x4s across the lower rails and screw them in on each end. Laid side by side, these will form a handy storage shelf. The top of our workbench will be cut from sheets of 3/4 inch MDF, or medium density fiberboard. This clamp-on straight edge provides an accurate guide for the circular saw, just about guaranteeing a straight cut.
Okay.
Just set this right up here. We're going to overhang this to the front and flush with the back here. Okay, all set?
Yep.
Once the workbench top is in position, Mel and I attach it with screws, making sure the screw heads are at or slightly below the surface.
Okay.
With the first workbench section just about complete, we can move on and build the other two. Well, all of our sections are built, so we can start setting them in place. The lowered section of the bench, designed to accommodate the saw, will rest on two 2x4s that we attach to the base legs on either side. Because workbench tops often take a bit of a beating, we decide to add a replaceable surface made of 1/4-inch hardboard or masonite. Once we've cut them to size, we apply double stick tape to the bottom, peel off the backing strip, and press our disposable panels in place. Now for the centerpiece, Mel's new saw. The bench top has been designed so the countertops to the left and right are the same height as the top of the saw bed and will support longer pieces of lumber when they're cut. Well, we did it, huh?
We did, you bet.
I can just see it now. Pegboards, drawers, shelves, tools.
Oh, yeah.
It's a beginning. Build lots of nice things for the house.
Okay, we will. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Use the saw?
Oh, yeah, you get to play with the saw.
Yes.
Okay, just be careful. Please. I really do want to have a wife that keeps all of her fingers.